to properly reamp your Axe Fx, you're going to need a DI box and a reamp box. I personally like the Radial JDI and X amp for this. You're going to plug your guitar into the input of the DI box. Then the through of the DI box is going to go to the input of your Axe Fx. That way you can hear the Axe Fx when you record the DI track. The XLR output of the DI box is going to an input channel on your audio interface. This will record your dry guitar. You will also need a way to record your Axe Fx. I like to use the spdif out, but you can use the regular analog out 1 if you want. Plug in the USB cable to run Axe Edit at the same time while you reamp. You're going to need a cable like this to go from an output on your audio interface to the reamp box. Don't use an output that you're using for your speakers. When you want to reamp your dry guitar signal, take the cable from the through of the DI box and plug it into the output of your reamp box. Now your reamp box is connected to your Axe Fx. Alright, let's see reamping in action. I have a drum track here that I created using Superior Drummer. A choir track down here that I created with East West Goliath. I also recorded 2 DI tracks from my guitar, here and here. Again, this is just the raw sound of my guitar. Let's hear how that sounds real quick. Just the raw sound of your guitar. Now, these are 2 separate performances. Don't just copy and paste. You won't get a stereo wide sound that way. I also have 2 more audio tracks. This is where the Axe Fx is coming into and will be for our final recording when we make our tone. So in order to get the DI track out of your computer and into the reamp box, you have to add a output bus for it. So in Cubase, we hit F4, which brings us to the VST connection screen, and we have to make sure we're on outputs. I already set one up here, but if I were to set one up again, I would just hit Add Bus, make it a mono bus, and then you'd have to set it to return 8 because I plugged my cable into the 8th output. So I have to set it to return 8. Wherever you plug your cable in, that's where you have to set the output to. The cable that goes to the reamp box, of course. So then you go back to your track, and you have to change it from stereo out, which is just the regular speaker output, to what I called the DI out. So now it's going out of here and into my reamp box, and then from the reamp box into the Axe Fx. So I have one of these tracks unmuted because we only want it playing one at a time, and I'm going to monitor the audio tracks where I have my Axe Fx coming in. So when we do this, let's see how it sounds. So now, while the tone is playing, you can bring up Axe Edit, or you can just edit right on the Axe Fx itself, and you can change the sound in real time. So we have the tone playing. So you can see that you can change any aspect of the sound in real time without you having to play it. So that way you can craft your tone while the song plays, in the context of the song. Now, when you're ready to record, all you have to do is make sure one of the DI tracks is unmuted. We're going to go ahead and hit record on the left track, since this is my DI left performance that I did. And we're just going to go ahead and record it. You're going to do that for both sides. You're going to mute the left side, unmute the right side, and unmonitor the left, so all you hear is the right, and then record that one again. So in the end, you'll have your reamped tone, and this is how it sounds with everything all together.